Yeah, I think so too. Talk again? Oh, I can't hear the stream. Break any not.
This fucking thing goes red again, I'm gonna throw something.
Okay. Now it should be. Yeah, it's hearing you now.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good. I had to change. Like I told you, OBS when it wiped everything. When they redid everything, I lost everything. I had to rebuild it all. So.
Well, all I gotta say is this camera goes red one more time, I'm shutting it off and nobody's seeing me. I'm done fighting with this shit. This
Just don't
computer
look
is
at it.
starting to get
Just
on my
don't look
nerves.
at it.
Yeah. Go look at it. Nobody wants to
Don't
see
look
me
at
looking
it.
like a fucking tomato. All right.
Yeah, I know you did IFC or LFC.
So I guess we're live. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about, but we're live.
All right. So anyway, there were some many different things that have happened throughout the week, or even the 2 weeks since we did our last show. It's not completely old news, but it's not completely new news. Is the Twitch affiliate program? They sent out their first wave of people saying, "Hey, we want you to be in our affiliate program. Fill this out." You had to read the terms of service. It's really gonna. What? Oh, yeah, the top of your head, or it's cut off right at the top up there, so it looks like you got a blockhead.
Fuck it.
All right, so if you didn't read the terms of service and you signed up for the program, and if you stream to more than one place at a single time, like using Restream, they can take that away from you, and you can no longer be an affiliate or a partner for Twitch. There's a lot of stipulations that they put into place, but it's only because they want your brand with them only. But 24 hours after you stop your stream, they no longer have any kind of rights to what you post. None.
Yeah, it has to be there for 24 hours before
Yes.
anybody else can have it.
Correct.
That's the big thing. It's gotta be 24 hours.
Yes. Now see, I have on my other channel my affiliate, but on this channel I'm not an affiliate. There's a difference. It's the channel affiliate.
Yeah.
So
see, I have the affiliate, so like our talk show can't be moved for 24 hours.
Yeah.
For me.
For you. On
well,
your
that's okay,
end.
because tomorrow night, 8 o'clock when we get done, or 8:30,
or whatever,
night, I'll go over to YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is normally what I do anyway. Is a day to 2 days after we do it on here, I put it over there anyway. So it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that we eventually people will get in the habit of actually just streaming it and then posting it somewhere after they're done 24 hours later.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't put a whole lot of content on YouTube anyway. Usually, if I do YouTube videos, they are not put on Twitch first anyway.
Yeah, I mean, you could do YouTube for YouTube and not do it for Twitch, and they can't do anything about it because you didn't put it to Twitch first.
Exactly.
You did it over on YouTube, or you did it on Hitbox, or you did it on Beam, and as long as it wasn't dual streamed with Twitch, they can't say nothing about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, normally I just wait 24 hours anyway and export it. But at this point, whatever.
Yeah. I went through it. I read every line. I read all the frequently asked questions about it. You know, I wanted to make sure that before I even signed up for the program for my other channel that I was going to be able to safeguard myself from any kind of BS.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people need to understand. Need to read the fine print.
Pretty much. No matter what you do, though, you got to read the fine print, and it doesn't matter what it is. Anything when you're doing stuff like this, you need to read that fine print.
Yeah, anything that has a terms of service.
Yeah.
So,
and I mean, the Twitch terms of service changes all the time, anyway. So that's a big thing to want to keep up with. Is always keeping that up to. It changes every couple weeks. I mean, you really never know.
Well, they make sure that they change little words here and there. And it might not seem like it's big to you or me, but in all actuality, it's a pretty big thing because that wording could be you never streaming on Twitch again versus you being a prime, Twitch partner.
Exactly.
Just that little word. So, I mean, it's just one of those things. It's not new. It's not old. It's kind of like right in the middle right now. Eventually, people meet the criteria, will get their affiliate program invite. They'll send it to you via message in Twitch.
They'll send you an email as well.
Yeah, I didn't get mine in an email. I got mine through the thing.
Yeah, I got mine in an email first. I just don't know when I got it in the email because I hadn't been on Twitch or email in like a week and a half, and then all of a sudden I go to check my email and it was there, so I have no idea how long it had actually been in the email.
I got mine quite a bit ago. When they first started it, they sent me it, and I didn't even respond to it. I didn't even look at it. I just thought it was spam. And then I just decided to look at my messages, and then all of a sudden I was reading through it, and I was like, oh, gee, go figure. That was like a week or two after.
Yeah, I have no idea how long it sat there, but I had been busy for like a week and a half, 2 weeks straight, and hadn't been on Twitch or email, so no idea when I actually got it.
Yeah. So on to other things. There are AMD is releasing the Vega soon. And they are telling people that it will rival and beat the 1080 XTI, TI, FMG.
Go ahead with that random question. Don't ever be afraid to toss that question out there.
Oh, we like random. Shit, we talking random.
Shit, right? And don't ever be afraid to toss a question out there. Worst we're going to do is it's going to be held off for a minute or two before we get to it, but we will always get to it. Yeah, I haven't heard much on the Vega anyway. I hadn't really looked into a whole lot of course. I haven't really been on my computer much in the last month.
Yeah. Well, the Vega, they're actually saying that it's, the Titan XTI, whatever, that new Titan, it's supposed to rival both of those. And it's not using the GDDR5 RAM, it's using the HBM RAM, which has got the higher bandwidth on it. So it's supposed to be pretty, the VRAM's supposed to be pretty fast on that damn thing. So we'll see what happens with it. And we're talking anywhere between they say 4, 6, all the way up to 16 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, no. I am not doing it.
Why not?
I'm not doing math.
Not math?
I ain't doing none of it.
That's words, man.
It's too much.
So you're going to say...
I ain't using my brain today, okay?
Free. X is equal to 3. So anyway,
I don't like to use my brain.
I love using my brain. But anyway, the Sony Vega, shit. Oh, that's what I want to start using, is Sony Vega for my the Vega for AMD. I'm hoping that it does do well. I'm hoping it does give Nvidia a run for its money. Maybe it might start bringing down prices in video cards. We'll see.
I don't know. Well, yeah, it's a big we'll see.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's not like I'm going to go and buy it right now anyway. You know what I mean? Us poor streamers, we got to wait 2, 3 years until we can buy it.
Strange, that's truth.
What else is out there that is noteworthy? Hold on a second. I'm trying to find it.
And don't get all technical on me like that now. My head already hurts.
Look, this is not Common Core math. It's straight up mathematics.
It's straight up, I don't want to do it. That's too much today. Straight up, I don't want it.
I'm trying to find. Had it.
You lost it all.
Yeah, I did.
It's all right.
Oh, it was about the VR systems that are coming up. You got some new ones that are still in. You still have some that are in production.
Look, I'm bright fucking red again.
Yes, you are. That heat lamp, bro. Oh, and you turn that heat lamp off. Uh, anyway, I was saying VR. It's and you're not red anymore. Anyway, we have some new stuff that's coming up. Well, if that's x y to the power of 2, hold on. It should be. It should be that. So anyway,
Banana.
they're in. What do they call that when they are just trying to get crowdfunding? There's a lot of them that are in crowdfunding. Some of them are going to try to beat the Oculus, but we know that Microsoft isn't going to let that happen. Um, Microsoft is holding a tournament actually coming up, and it is for what's the name of it? The Unspoken. And I entered into the tournament along with my 2 older sons. Well, the ones that live with me. So we're all going to be in there.
All I can say is good luck with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's 3 of us. What can we say?
Yep, good luck to you, because nope, not happening.
Well, I'm only doing it because, I want to get my boys out there to do it. I'm going to be taking
I
plenty of
get
meds
that.
anyway. I got to take plenty of meds and scrap.
Yeah.
All right. So, you know any other newses?
Man, like I said, I haven't even been on my computer in like a month because I haven't been able to even use it. So I haven't been able to keep up with things like I want to.
Did you what did you go with for your CPU? Because I know you were having CPU issues.
I didn't go with much different. I just went with the 8370. It's the same exact thing as the 8350, except it's a 4.3 gigahertz in turbo instead of a 4.2.
Gotcha.
That's the only difference I did because, like I said, I've gone through two 8350s already, and I don't know if it was just faulty 8350s or what, but I was like, you know what? Because I actually got a really good deal on the 8370. I mean, I snagged it up literally for about $90. So I really can't go wrong on that.
Oh, you can.
And it was actually cheaper than the 8350 to snag it up.
So are you having issues with
Right now, it seems to be
yeah.
a RAM issue at this point. The RAM seems like it's not processing things fast enough
Hmm?
because there'll be random freeze spots when I'm trying to, like, if say I'm trying to load a web page
Yeah.
and the whole computer freezes for a second and then it loads. Or when I'm first loading into a game, it like freezes up for a minute or two, and then it takes a minute to catch it up. And that seems to me like a RAM issue. And because it does it, I mean, it's not even just a game. It's I go to load a Word document, and it's like it's taking a minute to process what I've loaded,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden it'll finally pop up and unfreeze everything.
Hmm. You froze. Oh no, you're not frozen. Your lips are moving. I was like, shit, you just froze.
It does it no matter what I do. Like when I first turn on Discord, it does the same thing. Starts loading up and freezes the computer for a minute, and then kicks in. It only lasts 5 to 10 seconds.
Could it be the motherboard though?
I really don't know honestly. I mean, but because the motherboard's only a year old,
Yeah.
but it very well could be. But the only thing I can do is keep going down the line and replacing the cheapest stuff first. That's all I can do. I mean, if it comes down to it, I got to redo the motherboard. I can't afford another $200 motherboard right now.
Yeah. I get you on that one.
That's the only reason I haven't messed with the motherboard yet. And everything seems fine. Like right now, my RAM's sitting at 22% normal.
Okay.
But when it freezes up, it drops to zero and then jumps back up.
So I would say that there's issue. Maybe take the RAM out, clean it, clean out
I've
the.
done that.
Did you clean out the channel?
Yes.
Have you changed channels?
Yes.
And have you taken one RAM stick out and then dead it and then swap them
Yes.
as you go along?
Yep. One by
Okay.
one. I've done it all. And I mean, it does the same thing. Well, it doesn't do it all the time. That's the thing. So it's like I can't win at this point. So it's like I don't know if it is the RAM. I don't know if it's something else. It could be Windows for all I know.
Yeah.
It could be the install. I mean, the thing is, I lost two hard drives at one shot. Then a CPU started screwing up. There's only two other things it could possibly be: a motherboard or RAM at this point. And it'll be $100 for 16 gigs of RAM, or 200, or about $180 for another motherboard. Because if I'm going to go get another motherboard, I doubt I'm going to go with the same one. I'm going to end up going with a different brand. And I mean, you're probably looking anywhere from $140 to $180 for another motherboard for the 990FX.
Yeah. See, and I'm running the gigabit. Fine.
Yeah. I mean, I think that one's still 149, 169. I don't know 100% right now. Without looking it up, I'm really not going to get into all that at this point in time, but it still right now would be cheaper for me just to replace 16 gigs of RAM. Because all in all, even if I buy RAM and it's not RAM, well, I just end up with 32 gigs instead of 16. So it's not really that big of a deal if I buy the same exact RAM I already got, and it turns out it's not the RAM. The only thing I'm doing is just giving my system more power by adding it in. If it turns out it's not the RAM, that's all. It's a tough call at this point.
Okay.
And it just sucks I haven't been able to stream like I want to, but it's working right now. It's been allowing me to stream. I just got to deal with those random 5 to 10 second freezes. So it's minor compared to what it could be.
Yes, if it was the ROM. And I don't think it's ROM. Now you've replaced your hard drive, right?
Hard drives are brand new. There are 3
Right.
2 terabyte brand new hard drives in it right now. And they are, I mean, brand new. I just literally a month ago replaced all 3 hard drives. I put all 3 Toshiba 2 terabyte. I can't remember what the hell they were now.
7200s.
Oh yeah, they're 7200s, but they're hang on, I'm actually gonna look this one up because I just literally bought them, so it won't be hard to find them. Let's see. They are the high performance P300 hard drives, Toshiba high performance P300s. 7200. They are the 7200 64 megabyte. Ow. SATA 3. And I put 3 of them son of bitches in here. Cost me a good little chunk at $59.99 a hard drive.
Yeah, I wouldn't know exactly for that one. I mean, the only thing I can think of is the motherboard just having a brain freeze because it's not
See,
reading RAM at all. Your RAM goes to 0.
yeah, it could be, but it could be the RAM being a faulty chip too. Because what it looks like may have happened, because I mean, you got to think I lost the hard drives, the CPU, pretty much around the same exact time. So the only thing I could think of is either there was a shock to the system from the power supply,
Like a little overload or something
which
somewhere.
shorted out the hard drives, the CPU, and the RAM. We also had the building was hit by lightning around the same time, which that could have happened as well. But right now, it's I have to replace what I can afford at the time, and I did the CPU first because I got that real cheap. So I did the let's see, I did the CPU first. Now I'm going to do the RAM, and then if that doesn't fix, it means it's not processing. That's what
Yeah,
it means.
the RAM is not getting anything in or out. And then all of a sudden he gets a spike in it.
Exactly.
Computing lessons here. Not really. Just trying to give our
Well, the CPU processes stuff too, but if the CPU is processing, but the RAM's not, your CPU is still going to stay at the percentage. Like right now, I'm running 34% on the CPU.
yeah.
I'm steady at 22% on the RAM. Periodically, you'll see the RAM all of a sudden drop real quick to 0 and jump back up. So I mean, it's like it's losing that connection for a minute to process what we're doing.
Yeah.
But it's only for a real quick second.
It's a lag in the system is what it boils down to being.
Yeah. So I mean, and then like I'll have a problem like with Arc, it'll start using more and more RAM, as if I don't have enough because all of a sudden my RAM will go from 20% to 80%.
Well, see, and
As if
I attribute that part to what
memory
I
leaks.
call memory leaks.
That's what I was thinking because
And
it doesn't always happen.
I actually use I
ROM is your
use,
CD drive, your DVD drive. It's not really. It's what you run. It's predetermined stuff. It doesn't. It's already being read. It's not something that's got to be interpreted. It's already there.
yeah. See,
That's the
RAM,
difference between RAM and ROM. RAM has to read through the processes and what gives it its speed and determination of how fast it computes the data.
yeah, well, see, in RAM, you got to remember, it goes out and it pulls all the data that you're asking for, kind of a short-term memory, where, it's going to hold it there until you're done with it, and then it's going to dump it off.
And ROM, it's already stored. It's already there, ready to
Yeah,
go.
yeah. And
So your
RAM,
RAM works like your memory. It remembers things temporarily, and then ROM, it's always remembered. It's your long term.
I
ROM is your
call,
long term. RAM is your short term.
see, and I call RAM my Alzheimer's patient because it'll forget it as soon as you shut it off. It forgets it.
It's supposed to. You can have a problem where it doesn't as well.
Well, and then you've got an issue that's more than just RAM.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, RAM is like your long term memory. It's permanently there. Or ROM is. ROM is your long term memory. It's always there, ready to go. Your RAM is your short term, where it goes in and comes back out. That's really the best way to explain it.
I remember when, Jesus, back when they had the old 286s. Yeah, I know, right? And if you had 1 meg of RAM, you were killing it, bro. You were killing it with that 1 meg of RAM.
Now look at it. It's if you got 32, you were killing it. 32 gigs of RAM, you're
Yeah,
killing it.
right?
64 is killing it.
128 gigs of RAM for the server, you
Man,
know?
I know, I know. I mean, I think what it's going to boil down to, I'm going to buy the 16 gigs of RAM.
Swap
If
them
that
out.
doesn't work, yeah, if that doesn't work, I'm going to take my full 24 out, put 16 in. If that doesn't fix it, I'm going to put the 16 in with the other new 16 out of 32, and I'm going to take 8, and I'm going to start building another computer. Because as of right now, I have an 8350 that's still in decent shape. It can't run gaming like I want it to, but it can run a server. So I
Well,
can put the 8 gigs with this 8350, and I can run a server computer.
yeah.
I mean, so at this point, it's just one step at a time. I got to take care of bills and stuff like that, and then I'm going to spend the $100 because it's $99.99 for the same identical RAM that I have right now. I'm not going to buy anything different because if it's not my RAM, I can at least put the two together.
That's true. And more likely it's going to end up being your motherboard. That's the last thing.
Exactly. And if that isn't it, then it's a short in the power supply somewhere, causing the intermittent. It's not pushing out the power like it's supposed to.
Well, my son's computer, when I built it, I bought a Coolmaster power supply.
Yep.
And it literally was shutting the computer down because it didn't have enough to the system.
I have an Roseville Arc 750.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have no problems with a 750.
Well,
I mean,
I
I'm
don't think
running.
that's the issue though. I think it might be that, are you using the modular cable systems, or is it
I
all
don't think.
built in?
I think it's all built into this one.
Okay. Because if you're using modular, sometimes those do get loose
Yeah, I
inside
don't.
the plugs.
Yeah, this one's not a modular at all.
Yeah, see, my
So
1000 that I have is like that.
yeah, see, either way though, I mean, the power supply I don't think is the problem, but I would like to upgrade it to 1,000 eventually because I do. I mean, you got to think. I got ASRock 990FX Fatality Killer board with 24 gigs of RAM, an RX 470 8 gig card. I'm liquid cooled. Has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fans plus a 240 liquid cooler with 2 fans on that. So I mean, I wouldn't mind, and plus it's got the CD-ROM and all that, and Plus, well, the RGBs are on its own light on a whole nother lighting anyway. So I mean, I don't think that the power supply is an issue because that should be able to push all that with no problem.
Yeah, exactly. Because you
But a
don't really have
750,
that much.
I mean, other than the fact that you got the extra, the webcam added in there that powers that, but that's the only other thing added on there because my mic has has an external power source. It has the 48-volt amp for it, the power supply for it. So that's something else. That's not even my tower is not even giving power to the mic. Yeah, it's giving power to the headphones and the webcam. Other than that, there's no, my mouse and keyboard, but those things are all minimal compared to what it could be. So I don't think the power supply is the issue, or I'd see random spikes where the computer shuts itself off.
Yeah, that's true.
And it doesn't shut off at all. I wouldn't just see the RAM go down. I would see everything go down at once if it's a power spike.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's going to short on a wire, it's going to be the one in the motherboard, and that means that because that's where the RAM runs from. So if the power supply is going to short the power to the RAM, the motherboard's going to go out and come back on. It's not just going to push it through like that. So I mean, there's only two options that leaves is faulty motherboard,
Yeah.
or faulty RAM chips.
Yeah. Okay, so IFC asked, are you looking forward to any games? Which games are you talking about? Or are there any in particular? Are there any in particular that you're talking about? Any specific ones?
Right now, there are games I want.
When it comes to soccer, Tampa used to have a minor league team called the Rowdies, and they're actually going to put a pitch in for the Major League Soccer. So we'll see what happens. See if we get ourselves one of those professional soccer teams.
Which, Grim, one of these nights, you and I got to play streams of Hearthstone. I'm getting back into Hearthstone again. I want to play.
Some of the games that are coming out this year.
I want to play WoW again, but I can't afford the expansion.
Well, see, and I can't afford the $15 a month. That in itself is one of those things that says. Now, as far as coming out games this year, there are a few, and I do actually have them somewhere written down. Give me 1 second.
I haven't seen anything good so far yet. I've been watching people play Dark Souls 3, though. I kind of want to play that, but that's been a...
One that hasn't come out yet is called Rend, and another one's called Metal Reaper Online. Both of those haven't come out yet, but eventually they will.
Yeah, let me see. I don't think I've seen anything for this year that I wanted to see. What year is it? 2017, right? Or is it 2018? Prey, the new Prey. That's Prey. What I do actually.
I'm not too. I'm kind of pissed off at who's the developer for Prey? It's
fuck, man.
Well, what they did was they put an injunction against another company game.
Yes, I seen that. I wasn't happy with that either.
And that really pissed me off.
Bethesda,
yes. That pissed me off. When they decided that you cannot use the word Prey because you'll be infringing upon our game. Yeah. When the game has only said Prey something, I forgot the name of the whole game. But yeah, that was so fucked. Really, really was.
Yeah. That one, I do want to play Red Dead Redemption 2. That one I really do want to play. The game that just came out that I actually was looking into, Little Nightmares. I thought it looked kind of cool looking.
No,
that's really about it for me.
I can't do that one. Now, I just put in a link for Rend. Then I'm going to put a link in for Metal Reaper. So just give me 1 second. Doesn't even have an official web page yet. Uh, that's pretty sad. Doesn't have an official web page yet. Find copy QLR. Let's put that here. Stick. That is the Steam powered store for that one as well. So anyway, those are the two games that I'm actually looking forward to. Whether they come out or not, I'm not sure, but they look pretty badass. Especially Metal Reaper Online.
I have to look at the Rend one, because I've never seen that one yet. But Metal
Now,
Reaper I've seen, and I wasn't interested.
now one of the things is, White Wolf was bought out. You know that, right? White Wolf is the
What is?
developer for Vampire the Masquerade and Werewolf the Apocalypse.
Oh no, I didn't
No?
know that.
Okay, well they got bought out, and when they got bought out, um, the new company has been working towards re-releasing Vampires the Masquerade, all remastered, all done up. The same with Werewolf the Apocalypse. Now, Werewolf the Apocalypse never made it to being a game. It only stayed being um, a, a live-action role-playing game. It never went to actually becoming a computer or software game like Vampire
Yeah.
the Masquerade did. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with that in the coming. I think it's like 2018 is what they're discussing for that. And I actually play Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines quite often. It's one of those games that I could just sit back, relax, play it, and not really worry about anybody or anything.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't played a whole lot of new games lately. I still have Wildlands that I haven't been able to even get to load right, so I haven't even bothered to try until I get this situation fixed.
Yeah, the RDR2. You're talking about Red Dead
Red Dead
Redemption 2.
Redemption 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's one I'm really looking forward to.
I did not hear that the guy who had done the music for The Last of Us is doing the soundtrack for Red Dead Redemption. I didn't hear
Yeah, I
that,
didn't hear
so
it
I don't
either,
know.
but that's kind of cool. But
Yeah, it
I
is.
can't wait. I mean, 'cause I love the first one. Well, it was one of those ones I played a
I never
shit
played
ton
it.
of.
I never played it,
Really?
so I don't know.
You would have enjoyed it.
Yeah. Um, I actually, I actually enjoy my, I enjoy a combination of different types of genres of games. It's just the way I am, and I can't play one particular game for too long, or else I get burned out. And I did that to
Yeah.
myself with Path of Exile. I just did that with myself with Path of Exiles, and I kicked myself in the ass for doing it. I know that that's not the right thing to do, but I do it.
No, I understand that 100%. I kind of got that way with Ark a little bit lately.
Yes, I did that with Ark, but I also got pissed off at Ark right before I got burned out when they decided they were going to put in a paid DLC while they're still in access. And you remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that bullshit? And then they said, "Oh, well, we're going to be releasing Ark out of early access come December." It never happened.
Yeah.
It never happened. We're now into the 5th month of the new year, and still nothing.
Yeah, there's still a lot of things that, I mean, I don't know. I think it's time for Ark to finish up. I mean, the updates are getting to be too much all the time.
Well, yes, it is. It's like 7 Days to Die has been in early access for how long now?
I tried to go back to 7 days for a little bit. I
Um,
played a little bit, but I just couldn't get back into it.
yeah, there's quite a few games that are going to be coming out of early access um, here soon. I know Creativerse is coming out of early access.
Nice.
Path of Exiles pretty soon will be coming out of early access, especially with their new update to having 10 acts instead of 4.
Nice.
They're going to be getting rid of a lot of things, but adding in some here and there.
I
There's a,
actually went back and started playing Minecraft again.
there's a game that I think you might like. You might. not saying you will. It's called ASTA, ASTA Online. It's similar. It's similar to World of Warcraft, except for your classes are kind of limited to the race that you pick.
Yeah,
you have
I
your
don't know because I
blue
couldn't
side,
get
your
into
red side.
Rift. I couldn't get into EverQuest. I couldn't get into anything after playing WoW.
Well, see this, you might be able to with this one because it does play quite a bit like WoW. I'm not going to say that it is WoW, but the gameplay is similar to WoW's game. Just give it a shot. You don't like it, you don't like it.
Is it free and all
It's
that?
free to play. It's free to
Where
play.
can you download it on Steam or?
Yep, it's on Steam, and it's one of those games that you can't even do pay to win. Can't do it because there is nothing to purchase that will allow you to have an advantage over another person. So there's no pay to win for
I
that.
got Gary's mod. I couldn't get into that either.
Gary's mod, I got it. My son gave it to me. They were like, let's play it, let's play it. And it's too much. I don't know. I just couldn't get into that particular genre of game.
I get in there with my kid here and there, something to try and do with him, but it's just not for me. That's the biggest problem.
Uh, yeah, well, Gary's mod is basically just nothing but a bunch of mods that everybody else has put together. And I get that, and I understand it. It's just that it's not my bag.
Yeah, I couldn't. I've tried numerous times to get in and play, and honestly, I couldn't. I mean, I still got other games like Miscreated, stuff like that. I got to get into and really play to see how they are because I really haven't had a chance to.
Well, brain fart, sorry.
Last of Us Part Two.
Well, Miscreated, I got it, and I played it for a little bit, but if you're not playing with other people, it's not really fun.
That was kind of the problem I had. I tried to play it a little bit, but I was playing by myself, so I really had to just turn away. And I haven't reinstalled it or none of that. I mean, I got a couple other games too, like Reign of Kings, and there's a few others that I wanted to play but couldn't by myself. Getting into them, it kind of sucked. So I really haven't. I left them uninstalled. I
Yeah.
do have H1Z1 Just Survive. I haven't even touched that yet. So I got a lot of games to just get into and just check them out.
Now this is where I got is the deal for the tournament that I'm in. Let's put it in my chat. That's for the tournament that I'm in.
That
And
was
so
the
is
link
my other
you
two
gave me the other
sons.
night, wasn't it?
What's that?
That was the link you put in Discord the other night, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So you'd already seen it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it. It's got some awesome gameplay. Now I've never played VR before. Never played VR before. I don't even own anything VR here at home. So when I go to this tournament, me and my two boys, we're at a disadvantage walking in the front door.
You know what the closest thing I ever got to VR was? Do you remember the old Super Nintendo flashlight thing that they had? That big ass little screen, and you put it on your head, and your head's like, the minute you put it on.
I never messed with it. No.
Really?
Oh, see, now I can't do any spoilers now because you're gonna riot. Can't do any spoilers now.
One of the other betas that I was in for a little bit, fuck was the name of that game now? Oh my god. It was really decent, really fun. See if I can pull it up here. It was a closed beta, so I couldn't stream it or nothing. I told you about it a while back. How was that? Dreadnought.
Yeah, I played Dreadnought for a little bit, and I had to get away from it. I had to step away from that game for a little. Starting to started making me feel like I had to play it every single day because if I didn't, I wasn't able to keep up with everybody else.
Yeah.
And no game should make you that.
And then I just got
Uh,
Ashes of Singularity.
no, Murder. I only touched on it. I didn't. I haven't covered the VR headset yet. I was looking for the links that were posted for it so that I could make sure that when I talk about it real quick, I could actually put those links up there. But I can't find those links anywhere in Discord.
Wasn't it the CNG Discord that it's in?
Critically
The talk
CNG,
show?
yeah,
Yeah.
Critically CNG, yeah. But I haven't been able to. Yeah, Pray for the Gods is what is the game that
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
Zenimax. Zenimax was that other one.
Yeah.
I found the one now. It's so small. I missed it. Anyway, this is that VR situation that Murder is talking about. And it boils down to if you can get another company to lower the cost of their equipment because you make a better equipment cheaper. It doesn't matter whether you're doing VR or your CPUs or RAM or GPUs or any of that. It's better for us as the consumer as long as the quality doesn't go into the garbage. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that's
I
the other
mean,
thing.
you release a product that's just as good as out there and you're cheaper. Well, now you just made the competition compete. And,
They might start
it's not a
cutting
bad thing.
corners. They might start cutting corners on their products.
That's true, too. It is very real possibility of it happening. It's the first 4K resolution
Yeah.
VR headset. It's half the price of the other headsets.
Yep.
Well, all I can say is we'll see.
Well, like I said, it's one of those things that as long as the competition doesn't bring down the quality, I think that it's going to be a good thing. But if they start cutting quality, it's just going to ruin that market.
Agree.
I can't, I can't honestly say that this is going to be the holy grail of all VR either. But it is something to say that it's going to be the first 4K. Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be the first 4K, I mean, I can't say that it's not cool because I think that is pretty cool getting that 4K in there. But the thing is, you start getting too, what's that word? People have been in VR for too long, they get sick when they come out of it. And you
Yeah.
get this to being something where somebody doesn't want to take it off because they want to keep using this all the time. They're going to end up taking it off one day and they're just going to get sick. And
Well, I've been hearing that a lot, though, that people are in VR for too long and they're getting real sick. I've been hearing it a lot lately.
then you're going to see your kids walking around like in Back to the Future with Marty McFly's kid. His daughter's wearing these things, walking around the house, trying to eat pizza, and they're both watching TV with the VR headset on. Like, seriously?
Shit. I don't know.
That's what I'm going to start making it so that there's a commercial on TV where the grandparents are making all the electronics stay outside. They're collecting them. Yes, that is true, Murder. That is true.
All right, so we've been here about an hour. So if you guys have questions, please ask them. Get them out there. We'll answer to the best of our ability.
Well, at least to the best of his ability, because I'm just a dumbass. So
Yeah, whatever.
I'm
We at
not
least want to get some
man.
questions answered. And if not, just remember, guys, if you do want to be a guest on the show, please get a hold of us and let us know. We'll set you up with an interview and go from there.
Yep.
But if not, if that is it from everybody, then I appreciate y'all being here. Grim appreciate y'all being here.
Yep.
We wouldn't continue doing this without you.
And Murder was late because he went to church. But he made it the last minute. Still cool enough. All right, guys. And got anything at all left? Does anybody have questions at all before we say?
I think that is it. But either way, we will see you guys in 2 weeks. Thank you all for being here.
Yep.
And as Grim always says,
Friends don't let friends game alone. Peace.
take it easy, guys.